Welcome to Kletus Roadside Service. Dude, there's some of that AI shit going on around here. At my work, we were sitting there. We were getting ready to head out. We're heading out right now. And he made me into a goddamn mermaid, and I look fucking beautiful. I'll tell you that right now. Um. Anyways, I downloaded the app. I'm hoping I don't I'm just like, steal my information here. Here's my pictures. Do what you want with my AI stuff. Yesterday was interesting. I got off of work, and then my wife, but I did sign up to go do a third job yesterday, and so my wife had to take my son to karate. I was like, well, I'd like to go, but it would be nice to make some fucking money. So I ended up going out there, and I think I already talked about doing all that. Maybe I didn't. I don't know. Anyway, so I get back to the shop and I'm getting ready to leave, and she's like, "Well, just go get whatever you want to eat, 'cause I ain't gonna have any dinner for you when you get home." I said, "All right." So there's a little diner over here, or a drive-in. Which, hey, what the fuck is a drive-in? What does drive-in mean? I'm pretty sure it means you drive in and you ain't got to get out. I'm pretty sure that's what a drive-in is all about. Is you drive in, you ain't got to get out. Somebody come to your window, you order, and then they bring you your food, and then you eat it while you sit there. But I ain't sure. I don't know. Anyways, so I pull into the drive-in. I have to go inside there, and I start looking at the reviews because it's a drive-in that I drive past all the time. And I was like, oh, maybe I'll stop by over there because they were closed for a while, but they're opened up again. So went over there, and yeah, it's a nice little place. Ordered me a burger and fries and a drink. Nothing crazy. But it was $20, and I was, just based on the looks of this drive-in, it's either going to be the best fucking burger I've ever had, or it's going to be one of the worst. Um, just looking at it, and I was like, $20. This better be a fucking good burger. I'm like, what? And just judging by the neighborhood, I'm looking around. I'm like, who the fuck is coming here spending $20 for one fucking burger that lives out here? This is a poor ass neighborhood that we're in over here. Like, people don't spend money on shit. But whatever, I don't know. I do wonder sometimes if some of these places they got like a price for whitey and then a different price for sloppy, or porry, whatever you want to call them. Which could be true. I don't know. But they obviously, I mean, they had the prices up on the board, so I'm guessing that's what the price everybody pays. But it's like, no wonder y'all went out of business. Y'all are charging out the fucking wazoo for a goddamn burger. Anyway, so I'm sitting there reading the reviews, and they are not good. They are not good reviews. A lot of them are just talking about like having to wait for a long ass time. But anyways, I go ahead and order, and I sit down, and I'm waiting, and then this big old lady comes in with a cane, and she just sits down in a chair next to me, and she starts ordering. She's like, she ain't getting up. She's like, "Honey, I'm here. I want 3 double cheeseburgers. I want the nacho salad. I want all of them with fries. I need the 3 drinks. I want some of them poppers." And then she's like, okay. She's like, the lady is trying to keep up with her. She's like, "What's on that taco salad? I want to know what's the difference between the taco salad and the burrito salad." And she's talking like this too, and I'm just like, she's just booming. She's just a loud ass woman, and she's just sitting in there, and she's like, "God damn, my damn cortisone shot needs to kick in quick because it's hurting. My knees are hurting." She's like, "I used to be a gangbanger over here." She's like, "The police would come after me." And she just started going fucking on and on and on. I'm like, hold on, let me go get my fucking recording device. I want to record some of this shit. This is some good shit right here. I didn't, but anyway, she just keeps going on and on and on about how she used to be in the drugs and now she's not in the drugs, and nobody's talked to her. She just showed up. Like, me and a couple other guys are sitting there, and she's just going on about how she was in jail, now she's out of jail, and she's talking to the judge, and this and that, and blah, blah, blah. I'm like, okay, lady. And I'm like, she's like, I've had 3 heart attacks and 2 strokes in the same day. I'm like, oh, God damn, you're battle tested. She's like, damn straight I am. And she's going on. She's like, I need to call my son's friend. He needs to come over because the crackheads, they won't, they'll carry my groceries up to the front steps, but they want some of my groceries and they want some money for some more crack. And she's like, I need to get a hold of my son so he can show up so he can carry them groceries up them steps, because I can't walk up them steps with my leg and the cane and all them groceries. I'm like, oh, okay, interesting. So anyways, I ordered before her, so I got my food, but every time food would go up to the counter, she's like, that one's mine, that one's mine. I'm like, I don't think it is. You ordered a fuckload of food, and everybody else here has ordered before you. I don't think you're. She's like, yeah, that one looks just like what I ordered. And then the lady would come up, and she's like, just a double cheeseburger and fries. I'm like, yep, that one's me. I get up and I grab it. Then I go out to my truck, and she's still like trying to talk to me as I'm going. She's like, what do you do for a living? You a truck driver? I said, yeah. I don't know how she could tell other than my physique. But, I'm wearing my work shirt and everything. It says environmental, whatever stuff on the back of it. And so I don't know. Maybe she's seen our trucks driving by, because I'm in the neighborhood where we work. But I was like, yeah, it keeps me out of trouble. She's like, goodness, I'm glad you're staying out of trouble. I was like, yeah, I'm sure all the people that live around you. She's like, yeah, I bring them in. I don't sell no more dope no more, but I like to help the kids that are coming up. I like to help them. I tell them they need to quit smoking it. They can sell it. They can keep selling it. Everybody's got to make their money, but I want to get them to all to quit smoking it, because they're not going to be able to sell it for very long if they keep on smoking it. I'm like, okay, all right. Yeah, I don't smoke crack, so adios. I'm going to go. And I go outside and I sit in my truck and I'm eating my burger. And then I don't know what came over me, but I seen her, she's sitting there, and I see her get up and she's got like 4 fucking bags of food and drinks and shit. So I go over and she gets it all. I don't know how she grabbed it all. She's used to grabbing all this food, I guess. I don't know. And I don't know if she was buying it for anybody else. I don't know. But anyways, I went over and I got out of my truck and I opened the door for her and helped her out. And then I grabbed like some of her bags and stuff. I was like, I'll help you to your car. She's like, God bless your soul. I'm like, yeah, I know you're like a sweet woman that used to be a hoochie mama back in the day. She's like, oh yeah, I ain't worth 10 cents no more, but I tell you what, I used to make some money. I'm like, all right, all right. I'm like, hey, I am out of dimes. I'm out of dimes. I can't. But I helped her to the car. I was like, is there anything else I can help you out with or anything? Because she seemed nice. She's like, you could follow me home and take these groceries up the stairs and beat the crackheads off my steps. I'm like, oh. I was like, hey, I'll do it. I will. I told her. I said, I will. She's like, no. There's somebody at the house that'll help me out. I'm like, okay. I think my friendliness was odd to her, I think is what it was. So she was like, this guy's gonna fucking kill me or something. I don't know, maybe, I don't know. But then she's standing there with some of her food still, and I'm like, I was trying to get her in the car so she could get the fuck out of there. But she's like, She's like, you know what else you could help me with? I need somebody to come over with a load of concrete or gravel or something. My driveway's been all busted up. My neighbor, he's been right in the city, and the city's been coming after me for my driveway because there's a big ditch right there. And I'm like, oh, I was like, honestly, I don't, I could, I don't have a way to get anything any better than anybody else. I mean, I don't really have anything. She's like, that's all right, honey. I'm like, all right. I was like, hey, maybe I'll see you out here next time I come back. I ain't get. Listen, if the only reason I would come back is to see her, I'll tell you that right now, because she is a ball of fun. It seems like, I could just sit there and talk with her for fucking hours. I was really trying to eat my food and get the fuck out of there so I could be at the house when the kids got home. But yeah, it was just a very, very interesting encounter I had over there. So, anyways, uh, yeah, I went home and didn't nothing much else going on. I know my game updated. I haven't opened it up to look at it. My BeamNG game. I haven't opened it up to check it out or anything, but it updated. I think there's some cool new shit in there in the game. Um, and then I just kind of hung out at the house, nothing else going on. So I said I'm riding the bike today. So I go down, get the bike all ready to go, get it out of the driveway. I take off down the street. My neighbors are outside also, which I'm kind of glad because I hadn't seen the guy, the neighbor, the husband or the dad or whoever over there. I haven't seen him for a while, so I didn't know if things were going on with them. But anyways, he was outside and his son was there, and I guess they both work for the same heating and cooling company. So I don't know. They were doing some shit over there early this morning. I hop on the bike and I take off, and it's running fine, and then I get like 2 streets away, and it starts bogging down. It's like, meh, 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 meh. It didn't die, but it was bogging down like really bad. I'm like, what the hell is going on? So, yeah, it never died, and I was like, all right, well, maybe it isn't warmed up yet. I don't know. So I just kept riding it, and it would get power, and then it would bog down. And I'm like, what the hell is going on? So I said, all right, I'm going to be late now for sure. So I did a U-turn, went back to the house, and it's just barely running. But then as soon as I get in my driveway, it's running perfect. I'm like, well, it's too late now, and I don't want to risk it. I don't want to risk getting 15, percent of the way to work, and then the damn thing die, and then I got to push it really, really fucking far. I don't have anybody that can just come over and help me pick it up or whatever. So I decided to take the bike back to the house and park it in the garage. I don't know what the hell's going on with it, but luckily, I got the truck sitting there, so I was able to take the truck to work. But now I have something to do after work today. I need to figure out what the hell's going on with my bike. Either pull the carb off and clean it out, or I don't know. I'm thinking maybe the float is stuck. Don't know. Also, another thing that I'm thinking the most likely the problem is my airbox collects oil. That's not good. It's not good to collect oil in the airbox. And I gotta make sure I'm going the right way. Yeah, so there's a little vent tube on the bottom of the airbox, and it's capped off. And if you pull that cap off, oil will come out. And I knew this, and I should have done something about it. But I haven't done anything about it. So I'm thinking it's sucking up oil, and so it's running, but it's like trying to burn oil. But it wasn't smoking, which is kind of odd. So I don't know. I got some work to do today whenever I get home. Either I don't know. I don't know what I'm gonna do, but I definitely need to do something to get the bike, make sure the bike is gonna keep running good. But that was a shock this morning. So it was acting like the airbox was restricted. Also, it was either choking on gas, or like not getting enough fuel, or the airbox was kind of closed up. Because remember, a while back I cut a piece of cardboard out and I put it on top of the airbox because the whole top of the airbox is cut out. And I was thinking maybe it's getting too much air, so I put that cardboard on top of it and I left just a little opening for it. And it would not ride at all. Like I had to stop, take the seat off and everything, get that motherfucker, uh, get that cardboard out of there, and then it rode perfectly fine because it's tuned to have that much air and however much fuel it's getting. It's tuned basically to run really good the way it is. So, anyways, but I got some work to do today. As soon as I get off of work, I showed up. I didn't know what I was doing today. All I knew is somebody that was not my boss had mentioned that I was going to be driving the winch truck. So I show up to work, and I walk inside, and one of the other supervisors sitting there. He's like, "Hey, you ready to go?" I'm like, "No, man." I was like, "What? I don't even know what I'm doing." He's like, "You need to go grab the winch truck." I'm like, "All right, I'll go grab the winch truck, and I'll get it ready." I was like, what are we doing today? He said, "We're driving out to Topeka. There's a frac tank sitting at a gas station, and we're going to go out there. We're going to clean it, and then you're going to take it back to the rental place." I said, "All righty." So that's what I'm headed to do. We got a nice hour-long drive to get there, so figured a great time to record at least a little bit. Tried to listen to a little bit of Matthew McConaughey. I say his name wrong slightly on purpose. Matthew McConaughey. McConaughey. I don't know. I add a D in there. But try to listen a little bit of that on Joe Rogan. He's a fascinating fellow. He is. But they really get into like feelings and emotions and shit, and it's like I don't know if this is. I want to hear about cool shit. And y'all are talking about, oh, this is how I feel when I write jokes. And he's like, this is how I feel when I act. It's like, all right. I guess I don't know what I was expecting out of the episode, but anyways, he's had a bunch of, well, not a bunch, but a few celebrities on recently. That's pretty cool. Pretty fucking cool. I'm really, so one way to get a lot of people into the Joe Rogan universe, I really hope and this is like the episode. I mean, I'll listen to it, but I'm waiting for him to bring Taylor Swift on because, I mean, those Swifties, that will be a bigger podcast than President Trump. That'll be bigger than any other Elon Musk. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter who the fuck it is. If he brings on Taylor Swift, that's going to be the biggest episode of all time. So, and that's going to bring a lot of people in to kind of, because a lot of people don't, they hear, oh, you're listening to Joe Rogan or whatever, you're a fucking dummy. It's like, well, once he has a guest on that you're going to actually watch, maybe you'll get a little bit better understanding of the Joe Rogan. Because I don't know, maybe I am a little bit indoctrinated into the Joe Rogan sphere, but I think he's a pretty cool guy, and I think he's a great interviewer, and he asks a lot of cool questions, and he gets, sometimes you'll have a celebrity on, or like a musician, and they won't talk about music at all, like, or he'll bring on a fighter, and they will talk about fighting, but they'll talk about all kinds of other shit, like especially the Sturgill Simpson episode he had on a long time ago. They didn't talk about music the whole episode, which was kind of insane. I gotta make sure I'm not speeding. I got two people that could be a cop near me. That one's a Dodge Charger, and I got Ford Explorer behind me. Get out of the way. Oh yeah, this morning I was driving into work in the pickup truck, and man, people were going slow as fuck. I don't know what they were going slow as fuck for. I also did not have like maps opened up, and maps will tell you if like there's a speed trap ahead. I'm wondering if they all saw that there was a speed trap ahead, and I come flying past everybody, and I come around the corner and immediately, like I didn't skid or anything, but I definitely got on them brakes. The old 92, she's got good brakes. There ain't no ABS in that truck, I'll tell you that right now. But came around that corner, like, oh shit, there's a fucking cop sitting right there doing radar. And I mean, he had to have got me, but maybe I wasn't going as fast as I thought I was going because he didn't do anything to me. I think he's looking for somebody going a little faster than me. I think it was a 55 zone, and I was going like 70. But it was like he was right there where it switches to 65. So I don't know. Maybe he just didn't realize he was monitoring a 55 zone. I don't know. But hey, thank you, officer, for not pulling me over and making me fucking pay a goddamn ticket. You see what I'm driving? I'm not making a lot of money here, man. And anything you're going to take from me is going to really fuck my shit up. This nice paycheck that I'm getting and the bonus that I might be getting soon, I need that. I really need that for other shit. I also should not be eating out. I shouldn't be eating $20 cheeseburgers from the hood. But you know what? I do it. I guess I didn't really talk about the food there. It was not that great. It was not super great. It was like, I don't know. You ever go to like a football game, like a high school football game, and they're selling hamburgers and hot dogs and fries, and it's like 13-year-olds or whatever making all the food in there, and they're not really good at making food, but you're like happy to have a cheeseburger. That's the feeling I got from this diner or drive-in or whatever you want to call it. It wasn't a drive-in technically, and the food was not that great. And they had them prices were high, man. But and there's no refill. I was like, what the hell? No refill. 'Cause I got me a small drink, and I was like, that thing was gone. They're like, oh yeah, no refills. I'm like, what the fuck? All right, you kind of just set it in stone. I ain't coming back here. How you gonna run a business like this? But whatever, man. I'll just go somewhere else. I'll go somewhere where I can get a refill and the burgers are a little bit better, because there's another diner or whatever. It's a one-off restaurant, so it's not like a chain or whatever. And neither was this one. This was like a family-owned restaurant or whatever. The other one is too, but it's more flashy. Like they got a statue out front where people take pictures in front of, and it's all like bright and happy and looks like a old school, restaurant, burger joint. Like McDonald's, the very first McDonald's is what it reminds me of. But anyway, if you watch The Founder or whatever, it's kind of like that. And it was a good restaurant, but I remember them prices being kind of high also. So I said, all right, I'm going to try this other drive-in real quick and eat there. And now I won't be going back there probably. If I see that Buick sitting out there, maybe I'll stop in and just say hey to that lady and just freak her out with kindness a little bit more. I don't know. But yeah, nothing new with the video game, the Off-Road Outlaws. Nothing new with that yet. Haven't heard anything back. I have emailed the guy a couple of times. I emailed him once, kind of reevaluating the situation that he was giving me. Just kind of like, hey, I'm more open to charging members. Little Timmy's got to pay up, kind of shit. And then other than that, I've been going back through the log of messages that I've gotten from people that are actually good map makers. And so I've been going through all that shit, trying to find anybody else that might be interested in doing this thing again. Because there's one guy that he runs one of the biggest Discord servers for Off-Road Outlaws, if not the biggest. And I'm surprised because the CEO added me as a friend on Discord, so that was kind of so he's aware of the Discord. But anyways, I got in there and I messaged that guy that runs the place or runs that server because he's a really good map maker, and I've also been out of the game for so long that I didn't really go into that server and look around. So I got in there and I messaged him and I said, hey man, are you interested in getting developer tools and possibly making money from making maps? Because I know he puts a lot of detail. He's way more detailed than I am. The problem is with his maps is the game doesn't really run it very well because he's got so many props. I try to limit the prop usage. It's like you're going to have to use a little bit of imagination with my maps. With his maps, everything looks exactly the way it probably should look. Like he goes way detailed. And it's like I go detailed, but I don't go that detailed. Like he's spending some time making his maps. He has one, it's called Woodtown. And a lot of it is not completed because it takes him so long to make them. But he also ran into the problem where you place all these props, like he's trying to make a train track, and you place all these props and they're in a perfect straight line, and everything looks great. It looks wonderful. He saves. Oh shit! You hit save, you exit, you come back in. Everything's a little bit crooked. Everything's just a little bit fucking crooked, and it makes the whole thing look like a piece of shit, And it's like he's got to go back in there, and every one of those props, he's got to go in and tweak them just a little bit. Every single one of them, and their blocks, I guess in game, they're like 50 feet long, and it's miles of fucking railroad track that he built in this map. So he's got. Whenever you're building the railroad track, you're setting everything exactly the way you want it. Cool. And if you have to come back and change a little bit or one little area, not a big deal. But doing every single piece, I think that's one reason he kind of gave up and was getting kind of tired of playing the game because he spent all this time, all this effort and creativity and making everything exactly the way you wanted it to be, and then you save it, you exit, and you come back in, and it's all fucked up. Now there are no trains in the game, but I don't know. Maybe with if we get into developer tools and we can use a little bit more things to kind of, because I don't know, the developer, the actual program to make maps, I think is going to be way more robust than just the map creator in the game. But anyway, so I messaged a couple other guys. I sent them the email. I said, message him and say, I sent you over there. And, he'll have more information for you. And he wants to talk to map creators because that's what he sent me. He sent me an email. He said, hey, if you know anybody else that you think would be interested in doing this, let me know. I need to get like 10 to 15 people, and I don't know how many people he's already talked to. I really don't think I'm the first one he's talked to, but maybe I am. I don't know. He didn't mention talking to anybody else, but I've tried to send him a couple people his way, but a lot of people just don't have a computer. They don't have a good computer to do anything with, especially nowadays. I don't know. It seems like unless you're into computers, you're not going to have one really, or not a good, like a gaming computer, because they're expensive, man. They're expensive. People would rather just go buy a PS5 or an Xbox One S or whatever the fuck that is now, the top of the line shit, and they spend so much money on that they can't justify going out and buying a PC. But I'm telling you, I think PC is the way to go. There are going to be some games you can't really play on PC, but I think like Grand Theft Auto 6, whenever it comes out, it ain't coming out on PC, at least not for a while, I guess. They're going to try to, I don't know what they're doing with it, but anyways, could be a cool game. Uh, I'm really interested, but yeah, I also have not talked to the guy again yet. But fingers crossed, things will start happening with that soon. And that's the other thing. I think I've talked about it already, but I'm going to say it again. I don't want to work on maps. Like, I really want to work on maps, but I want to wait. Like, if you're going to give me better tools, then I don't want to go through and try to build shit on my phone. I'd much rather wait until I get the developer tools and then start working on maps with those tools, you know? So anyways, I don't know. And I'm hoping that it's not going to, like, first off, my fucking computer can run it. And then, which, I don't know, if I can run BeamNG, I feel like I should be able to run most games, especially, you know, if it, maybe not, well, I don't know. But anyways, I think I'll be fine. I think I will be all right. But yeah, I don't want to work. I don't want to put progress into it, something if I'm going to have to go back and redo it on a computer, you know. So, anyways, and I also really want. I kind of want to see where this goes. You know, I've proven myself as a map creator, so I need to focus on doing the map stuff. But I really want to get into the cars. I want to be able to get into the cars and resize the cars and maybe create a new car myself, or, you know, make a bumper. You know, because they got different bumpers you can put on the trucks and stuff. It'd be cool if I could do the bump. Like, let me make a bumper. Let me make a roll cage. Let me make some headlights or a new grill, or, you know, just other little items for customization. New rims, because they got all sorts of rims and shit in there. It'd be cool if I could get in there and make a new set of wheels, a new set of tires, or I don't know, something like that would be awesome. Anyways, I'm gonna come back on our way back. I'll come back. Welcome back. My damn headset died. I can't believe it. I hope the audio went good. I just got off the phone with Jason Ralph from Backroad Friends. We just recorded a little episode there. That was kind of unexpected, which was nice. I like it. Yeah, we had a good little talk there, but my headset's like, I don't know, it would not turn on. So I don't know. Hopefully the audio's good for that. Anyways, I don't know. Well, I mean, I could hear the whole time. I don't know what the hell's going on, but anyways, we got the frac tank cleaned. We got there, got set up. Well, I did all the setting up. I got everything set up, prepped. Everybody else wanted to stand around or go take a shit. Got everything set up, and then got this tank cleaned out. We sent the little guy in there to suck it out. And I was kind of curious because they brought an extra trailer, and I was like, what do you have an extra trailer for? But an extra truck and trailer. Apparently there's a big carbon vessel they were using to kind of filter out, I'm guessing, gasoline or something. And they got it all filtered out, and they were done with this frac tank. They set this frac tank on a hill. I couldn't believe it. They were like, oh yeah, he almost tipped the fucking frac tank when he dropped it. I'm like, what the hell? Who the hell would decide to drop it right here? I was like, over there's a flat spot. They're like, well, we needed it over here because this is where it was going to be offloaded at. And I'm like, That makes no fucking sense. You guys should have put it, you should have said no and put it in a flat spot. But there was a carbon vessel there, so we had to bring out a skid steer with forks on it. So we brought that out. So we just used the skid steer to hold the frac tank, because, you know, if you're sitting at an angle sideways, like tilted sideways, and you're cranking up this frac tank, as soon as it slides up onto your fifth wheel, it's just gonna keep sliding to the side, you know, and you're not gonna. I could not pick that thing up, no matter what. Now, what I could have done is I could have picked it up and just hoisted the front of it up, and then drove down to where it's flat, you know, release the brakes and then drive down to where it's flat, and then I could have winched it up the rest of the way. But that it's not really meant to do that, you know. But anyways, we got it all taken care of, and I'm loaded up, headed over here. Gonna go drop this frac tank off, and then go back to the shop, find out what else is going on today. But yeah, had a great time. I had a guy, I don't know, man. This guy, he had to explain to me a couple of times that he's like trying to. This other guy that we were working with, I don't know. He's like, oh yeah, this guy's gonna move in next door to me in the trailer park. I'm like, oh, cool. And then like 5 minutes later, he's like, hey, yeah, he's moving into me next door to me. I'm like, oh, cool. And he's just like talking to me, and then he came back. He's like, yeah, I think he's gonna move in next door to me. I'm like, I heard you. I mean, but I guess maybe I repeat myself sometimes, so I don't want to be too hard on him. But I'm just like, dude, I don't give a shit where any of you live. Why you keep telling me where he's gonna be moving into? I don't know. I don't need to know this. But anyways, it was a good time. And we're done. I'm really close to where I need to be. I'm right around the corner, basically. So, but I am gonna stop and grab me something to eat. I am a hungry boy. I'd like to eat something. Trying to figure out what I'm gonna eat. Anyways, I think I'm gonna come back again, because right now it's kind of awkward for the way I have to sit with the fucking headset plugged in and shit. So I'm gonna let you guys go one more time, and I'll be right back. All right, we're back. Son of a bitch, these motherfuckers. Okay, get back to the shop, sitting around filling out my paperwork and everything, you know, done and good, you know, trying to keep everybody happy and up to date on the shit. And my boss comes over to me. He says, hey, what are you doing? I said, I'm filling out some paperwork, waiting for something else to do, you know? He's like, all right, well, whenever, because out there at the frac tank, we had a couple of guys go with me, and they were out there to clean the frac tank. Son of a bitch, there's a lot of air in this fucking seat. Son of a whore. I'm driving a real piece of shit right here. I'm driving a real piece of shit. You just heard it grinding. That's a PTO. It looks like the PTO's on, but I can't tell if it's on or not. The light is lit up. Apparently it's off, and I just tried to turn it on while driving. Not good. Whatever, this piece of shit. My leg is about to go to sleep already. I've been sitting here. All right, anyways, what I'm trying to talk to you guys about is I'm sitting there. My boss is like, hey, whenever the guy with the back truck gets back, I need you and him to go over to a plant. They had a spill, and he showed me the spill, and he said they're getting a frac tank delivered out there. I need you to go out there with the vac truck and another guy, pump that shit out and dump it in that frac tank. I said, all right, we'll do. The guy showed up, and I hopped in the vac truck with him. He's like, what are you doing? I said, we're going to do another job. He said, oh, okay, where's it at? I'm like, over here. It's not that far from the shop. And so we start heading out, and I call up the project manager for that for that client. Hey man, we're headed out. Just letting you know. He said, don't go, don't go, don't go. I said, all right, we'll do a U-turn. Turn around, come back to the shop and sitting around. And they're like, hey, are you going to take this truck? I'm like, what are you talking about? They're like, we need this truck taken to the mechanic shop over there. I said, well, I'm waiting on this job to happen. They said, oh, okay. Um, and turns out, I don't know. I talked to the guy, the project manager. He's there at the shop. Said, hey man, what are we doing? He said, we ain't doing it. At least not right now. So don't worry about it. I said, all right, I'll go take that truck over there. And they said, all right, don't forget to fill out your paper log. Huh? What? Don't forget to fill out your paper log. I'm like, why the fuck do I need to fill out a paper log? He's like, because we took the geotab thing out of that truck. I'm like, why the fuck would you take it out? He's like, well, we were going to sell it. And then we decided we're not going to sell it. I'm like, oh, how convenient for me. You take out the one fucking thing that I need to drive the piece of shit. They're like, yeah, we just did a bunch of shit to the front suspension on that truck, so it's all out of alignment, so be careful when you're driving it. I'm like, oh, Jesus. And I'm like, hey, Rex, actually, I don't want to do this job. And they're like, too fucking bad. We need you to do it. I'm like, all right, fine, God damn it. So here I am, filling out my fucking paper log, and it's got, I don't know, so it's weird, because right as I got my CDL, was right at the time they switched it, and it was mandatory everybody use, or right before it was mandatory for everybody to use ELDs. So my entire trucking history started right at the ELD time. So, and the company I worked for embraced it. You know, they were like, yeah, sure, okay, let's do ELDs. Now, whenever I was training and I was riding around with other companies, you know, trying to get my, get my license and whatnot, I was using paper logs, but I still did, like, somebody else was usually there, because it wasn't me filling it out. I was always the co-driver or whatever, so I didn't have to fill any of that shit out. I think I did a couple of times, just because, but most of the time the guy sitting in the passenger seat would take care of the logs, and I was always in the driver's seat because I was trying to learn how to drive. Well, I don't know. I really don't like paper logs. I don't like having to write around a bunch of shit. And plus, I was like, hey, man, I called our DOT guy. We have like a DOT guy that he keeps track of all of our trucks and keeps everybody in compliance and whatnot. And he can go through, and he's a wizard. He can make things better for everybody. And he's a cool guy. And I called him up. I'm like, hey, man, you're telling me I got to fill out a log to drive like 8 miles away? He's like, yeah, you gotta. I'm like, are you sure we don't qualify for that, local exemption whenever it's like within 100 air miles or whatever from your home base? He said, oh yeah, no, that's something us as a company, we would have to apply for. So, and we haven't applied for that. So no. I'm like, God damn it. So I sat there and fucking filled out this goddamn thing. But he was nice enough, because I thought I was going to have to fill out my entire day worth of bullshit. And he said, no, just mark it on your e-log that you started a paper log, and then start your paper log from there. I said, all right. So that, at least that's easy. I only have to write in there a couple of times. But now I think I'm going to have to finish out the day, maybe. I don't know. Maybe I'll just do that, and then I'll just turn the book in and say, fuck it, I'm done. I'm not holding on to this book for a fucking month. Well, half a month or whatever. And just turn it in. And if I need to fill out another paper log for some odd reason this month, I'm gonna just grab a new one. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't know. I'm a sissy. I'm a wussy. I'm a newbie. I started my trucking career as a fucking electronic logging guy, and it's pretty convenient. Now they've been updating it and making it better, and also I think they've been putting, like, the government's been putting more restrictions on it because they don't want people fubbing it. They don't want people getting in there, uh, and being able to have full reign at changing all their shit. Um, which I guess I kind of agree with. But you know what? Like, if I accidentally hit verify, I can't go back and change shit, because sometimes, uh, I'll be getting, just a scenario is we're working, I'm running out of hours, driving hours or something. So then I have somebody else, or just somebody else grabs that truck and takes off with it without me, but it's using GPS and shit, so it keeps logging hours under my name when I wasn't in it. And now that's their fault because they're supposed to log into the fucking truck. But if for some reason they just hop in it and take off, it thinks I'm driving, and it could really fuck some shit up. Now it's also my fault because you're supposed to log out, but I don't know what the fuck is going on, man. And this truck, I don't know. I guess it's not really a piece of shit. It's got chrome shit in it. Like, some of these buttons are chrome, which is kind of odd. It's a Kenworth. I don't even know what it is. It's a straight truck, a roll-off truck, and it's got a bunch of chrome shit. Like the HVAC controls and shit are all chrome. All these buttons over here next to the ignition are chrome. It's got chrome cup holders, and it's a 10-speed. And I don't know. It's an older truck. It's a truck that we've had in our fleet. Like I said, they were gonna sell it, and then they decided to keep it. And so all the logos and shit were stripped off the side of it and everything. Um, but whatever. And I guess I do need to be in compliance. They were like, "Well, what if you get pulled over?" I'm like, "I'm not gonna get pulled over. I'll be fine." They're like, "Well, what if you crash?" I'm like, "I'm not gonna crash either. Jeez, quit putting that shit on me." But technically, yeah, I could potentially get pulled over. I'm headed into a DOT hotspot, where I used to work over in this area, and there used to be a lot of DOT hanging out over there. But anyway, that was when I used to work over at Water Movers. That was a cool place to work. Not cool enough because I quit, but that was where Mikey and Don Brown and Jason, and then we were the crew, and then we had other people show up later on in that time, but it was just us, and I was the newbie. I was the new young guy that showed up into the job site and everything, and it was a good time. We had a lot of fun. Old Don Brown, he would get angry, and it was kind of funny to watch him get angry, but he was seriously upset all the time. Like, he was actually mad. He wasn't over there joking around. He's like, "I will fucking kick your ass." And he was an old man, but he was like a buff old man, like strangely buff. He had a big old white beard and glasses. He looked like Santa Claus on steroids. And he also chewed tobacco. You could tell he's had a long day whenever his beard would turn brown on the sides, because he would drool chewing tobacco spit out both sides of his mouth. So his beard, in the morning he'd show up and everything's all nice and white, and then Look at this fucking Amazon guy. What are you doing, Amazon? Go. Fuck. Goddamn Amazon, you fucking bitch ass. No, don't fucking flash me, you fucking fuckhead. He fucking gave me the thank you. Well, what else was I supposed to do? You weren't really fucking stopping, you stupid motherfucker. Goddamn Amazon. There's more to Prime, a truckload more. You fucking dumb fucks. I appreciate Amazon. We use them quite a bit. But I mean, these drivers, they're something else. Everybody knows that lane ends. There's plenty of signage saying lane ends, and they just run it up. Anyways, starting out in fifth is not a good idea. How about fourth? Better. Oh yeah, good day. What a good day today. I'm hoping. Part of me is hoping that I'm not gonna have to take a vac truck out, or somebody else is gonna be there to take care of that job. I would like to get the hours, but I also, I've taken 2 shits at work now, and it's really throwing me off. I like to shit at home. Shitting at work, it's a hot ass bathroom. I don't shit in the office because every time you go in there and take a shit, you're in there more than 15 seconds. Somebody's knocking on the goddamn door. And then they're going to complain that it stinks. And it's like, well, I don't know. I wasn't the one that put the fucking toilet in the fucking kitchen. We have 2 toilets surrounding the kitchen area. I'm like, I didn't put these fucking toilets here. I'm sorry, but you know, the stuff you do in the bathroom is going to stink. So, anyways, I shit out in the shop, but the shop, it's fucking hot. You're just sitting there sweating. You start sliding around on the toilet seat. You ain't got no grip. And I don't know about you, but I guess I don't. I guess it would be more apparent for other people to have a bigger ass. My ass is not very, for how fat I am, I have a very small ass. And I got to spread them cheeks sitting on that toilet seat. You lean to one side and spread them cheeks, and then you sit down and spread it the other way. Just so the shit, you do a little bit less wiping that way. Now look at this fucking Amazon motherfucker. Oh, you got to turn here. There's a train stopped on the tracks. You're not going to be able to turn. And you got a fuckload of tail swing. All right. We got past the Amazon guy. He's gone. He's old news. Got me a couple more of those fucking Strombolis. I think I was trying to figure out that word the other day. I got the Stromboli. God damn, they weren't as fresh today, but they were still pretty fucking good. Ate me a couple of Strombolis. And oh, come on, truck. I'm gonna fucking hit you. Not on purpose. Fucking people. You're in a 4-wheel drive truck and you're slowing down to a crawl for the fucking railroad tracks. And those railroad tracks are actually pretty fucking smooth. Motherfuckers. We got a couple of guys over here at Front Street. I don't know what they're doing over here. It's kind of weird to run into another crew. Like, I don't know what everybody's doing today. And you're just driving around the city and you run into a crew and you're like, hey, what the hell are you all doing over here? Anyways, yeah, I'm hoping. I can only hope so much that once I get to the shop, I'll be done. Oh, now the truck that slowed way down for the railroad tracks is now passing in a non-passing zone a truck that's doing 5 over the speed limit. These people out here, man, they are something. They are something special. We got some special fucking idiots out here. He couldn't wait literally 10 seconds because, I mean, he's turning right here. He couldn't wait 10 seconds. He's got to get in front of the semi and then make his turn. I almost went the wrong way. Almost went the wrong way. They're doing a lot of work over here on Front Street. This is where I'm headed. I'm headed over to a mechanic shop over here, drop this truck off, and then I got to, the guy that I've talked about that every time you're riding around with him or whatever, he's always showing you TikTok videos, and it's like, dude, I don't give a fuck about the TikTok. I don't want to watch your TikTok. I watch my own fucking reels and shorts and stuff. I don't need to see TikTok. I don't give a fuck about TikTok. Quit showing them to me! Because he'll like put his phone and his hand on your shoulder so you can hear it better. And it's usually just the most dumbest shit. And he thinks I mean, I don't know. He is really easy to entertain. I don't know. But I got to ride with him back to the shop. So, I don't know. He's a nice guy, but I am not looking forward to riding around with. I mean, he's driving, so maybe if I was driving, he's for sure showing me TikToks. But if he's driving, hopefully he won't be pulling his phone out at all, and I won't have to watch any of his fucking TikToks. Mm-hmm. Not a whole lot going on today. I already talked about getting on the other podcast. Oh, come on, dude. Pull up a little bit and let the rest of us go by. We want to go straight and you want to turn. And if you just pull up like a foot, we can all get around you. But no, we'll sit here and wait for you. Jesus Christ. Nobody knows how to be courteous. If I pull up to a situation like that, and I look in my rearview mirror and people ain't going around me, I always inch forward a little bit, I'm not trying to be in anybody's way. I'm just ready to bitch about shit today, aren't I? Just ready to be upset. Maybe because slightly in the back of my mind, I'm thinking about my dirt bike and how it might not actually, there might be something actually wrong with it, and I'm not going to be able to fix it, and then I'm not going to be able to ride my dirt bike anymore until I get time and money to fix it. Maybe that's what's going on with me today. Maybe I got a little bit of underlying issues right now. I'm pretty sure it's oil in the airbox. Pretty sure it's oil in the airbox. Or there's a fuel filter on there. Maybe I should swap out the fuel filter also while I'm doing it. Maybe that'll help it out. I don't know, but there's definitely something going on there. And I don't know, I am slightly worried that it's going to be a not a simple fix. It seems like it should be one, but because I mean the bike was running perfectly just a couple days ago, and the only thing it's done is sit in the garage, but it was running perfectly. And I'm wondering if that oil has been just sitting in there, and it's been a little bit has been seeping into the carburetor. Well, the oil's got to be coming from the carburetor also. That's another thing, because there's no oil in the air box. Like the air box doesn't get oil from anywhere. I guess maybe there might be a breather that goes on top of the air box, and maybe that has something to do with it. I don't know. Maybe I overfilled the oil. That's a possibility. I don't know. I'm hoping I can just drain that oil out and the thing will ride just fine. If I just gotta drain the oil out of the air box every now and again, it's in there keeping that air filter nice and oiled. That's what it's doing. So hopefully that'll work out. Mm-mm-mm. Anyways, I'm almost to the place I need to be. I'm going to go ahead and end this episode. I've had you on here long enough. Adios. Keep all 18 down. We're going to talk to you later.